All right, we're recording.
1 + 1 don't equal 3.
See, that was a enthusiastic one.
Well, I feel bad because we recorded an episode for a whole half hour that I just made you put in the vault. Sorry. This one I was talking about my family, and I just feel like it could create drama. So I'm not willing to do that. Not willing to implode my family for the podcast. So let's take two.
Not for the viewers.
Let's take two.
So we're back.
So we are back.
3 weeks.
3 weeks
later.
We had recapped a lot. We're going to go back and do a recap again.
But we were not fighting. So people had asked, "Are we?"
There was no fight.
Was your hiatus because of fighting?
And this was not because of places of employment. I said a couple things with a little tinge of sass that could have ended up creating drama in my life. And so I asked, upon reflection, that we start recording again. Oh, did you mean though that it's been 3 weeks and we haven't recorded? Correct. Not because we were fighting? Oh, I thought you meant that's why we restarted the recording, because we were fighting. I thought you were saying, okay, okay, sorry.
You misread that.
Yes. All right, completely. Recap. Let's go back. Last time we recorded was Memorial Day weekend.
Correct. So since then we had Joey's middle school graduation.
Joey's middle school graduation was magical. We went to Ford's Garage, which
had challenges.
I'm not going to put it on the list yet because I really like the food. It's always been on my list. Yeah, but you don't like any place that costs money. Like, you're like Cody Island.
That's gaslighting.
Name a restaurant.
Definition of gaslighting. That's 8 syllables.
Name a restaurant that you like that isn't a $1 restaurant that you wouldn't put on the list.
What do you mean, $1 restaurant?
What I mean is like really fancy ones you don't put on the list. The ones that we pay like $300 for a meal. Name a restaurant that you have not put on the list.
Give me an example.
You can't think of one because every restaurant we go to, you put on the list because you don't like paying for our family to go out to eat.
That is textbook gaslighting.
Okay, then please name one restaurant that you would go back to as a family.
We go to Big Boy.
Okay, sorry. Exactly. The reason he likes Big Boy
good food,
is because Big Boy's cheap. Big Boy does not have culinary masterpieces.
I'm saying the food.
This is crazy. People, let me just let you know. He just named Big Boy because Big Boy's cheap, but he's going to try to make it sound. He is going to try to make it sound like Big Boy.
Okay, give me some examples. Give me examples.
Applebee's, BW's.
That's on your list.
IHOP. And I keep going. Outback Steakhouse, now Ford's Garage, Red Lobster. Every restaurant we go to, you put on the list.
They have not good food.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's good enough food. But
I'm lowercase g.
You may not be consistent about Ford's Garage.
No, Ford's Garage has good food. The challenge with Ford's Garage, it has great food, actually. It has great food. The challenge with Ford's Garage, which is a fair challenge. Black Label Tavern, you put every restaurant you put on the list because it costs money. I understand.
Nope.
These places that cost money that you consider mediocre, quote unquote, it's because they cost money. It's not because you consider them mediocre. As you say in the same breath that Big Boy is where you like to go.
Mexican Fiesta we go to. That's not cheap.
Mexican Fiesta we don't go to. You get carry out from.
We'll eat there.
All right, fine. We'll continue to eat there then. Great.
I never said Mexican Fiesta was on the list.
Mexican Fiesta is really good. Anyways, Ford's Garage. Food is great.
Yeah.
Service is forever. So slow.
And that's not... We had that problem with graduation.
We've had that before multiple times. Every time I've gone. So the problem was we went there an hour early. We ordered food and it took 45 minutes to bring out our food. So then Joey and I had 2 bites and went to the graduation because we had to be there early. So I understand what I'm saying to you is that Ford's Garage is probably going to need to go on the list because of time. It's not worth sitting there waiting an hour for a cheeseburger. I understand this.
And that's all our kids eat at this point. They just all eat cheeseburgers.
Which is why you're go to Big Boys, where Big Boys is
straight up cheeseburgers.
Super quick. They throw that.
They'll have these huge menus. Our kids can I just have a cheeseburger with bacon on it?
It's true. Yeah.
And our daughters get chicken tenders.
It's true.
So at that point, do we need to spend 30, 20?
Yes. Now we're getting to the heart of the problem. Graduation was fine. They did it in a really good way. Mass was first, but then graduation was 15 minutes. I think if you do it that way, you can get away with it. So it was fine. It was just fine. I was worried it would be too much pomp and circumstance. It wasn't. It was great.
No, kudos. After Mass, they say good job. They line them up.
They do their names, and then
they have the party afterwards.
Yes, Joey.
He didn't want to go to the full one, but he ended up staying the whole time.
He lived his best life for 2 weeks because he was the only kid at home. Had a little friend over one of the days.
Yeah, they walked up to Burger King.
I'm trying to get better about saying yes to friends coming over. When they were little, it would be like so high maintenance to have friends over here. Like I'd feel like I needed to clean the house and then I need to plan activities, but they're older now. So like, for instance, our son asked to have friends over today. It ended up getting like busted up and we're like, sure, like you can have friends over, just clean the basement. Know that I'm not going out to the store to like buy party supplies. Like you can just have your friends hang out. Like that's what we used to do. Right. So I'm trying to be like, yeah, of course. Like, why could you not have friends over? Have them over.
Yeah.
It's fine.
True.
It is hard though, because again, we've talked about this, because we go to a Catholic school, they don't have neighborhood friends. Like I had neighborhood friends that you're like seeing and hanging out with. They do have a couple, but like, it's different. Like we had friends over all the time but it wasn't an event.
Well, yeah, now
you didn't have neighborhood friends, a lot of them, did you?
For like a year or two, and we moved away. But now it's
you got to coordinate pickups and drop-offs.
It's a lot more
and, like, it's
coordination.
Hard. Yeah,
and they want to like go places like when they went to Urban Air or wherever that place was that cost money, or like it's never just like let's just hang or watch TV. Because the problem is they don't like just watch TV. Like it's all
or
like
play video games.
They play on their phones a lot. So it's never just like let's just hang out and sit around.
Right. So there was that, and then we went from there to what was next. We've done so much. We had a wedding. My coworker Emily got married.
At St. John the Newman.
Right. I shared that it was married. The priest that witnessed their wedding and did the mass was an alumni of mine from my youth ministry program, which was sweet. And we sat with them at dinner at the reception. Weddings are different when you're at a marriage, a sacrament where two people are choosing each other in the reality of the sacrament of marriage and a covenant with God. It's really cool to see. Yeah. It is really cool to be at weddings that are not based on couples being quote unquote in love, but are based on like couples understanding what they're entering into in terms of a sign. Like they did everything really intentional at their wedding. Like it was like in the program, it was like, okay, at this point we're doing this because so that non-Catholics could hear. We had some talkers behind us during that wedding. Did you notice that?
No.
During the actual sacrament of this whole row of people just were talking the whole time, which was obnoxious to me. But anyway.
I feel like before the wedding started, I think I said hello to the groom. I didn't know who he was, so I don't think I said like congratulations. I just said, because there was like a line of people, so I saw Jason Brown. I called him the wrong name, and I said hi to some other people, but I think I said hi to the groom. I did not.
That makes me feel really embarrassed.
I didn't know who these people were. I'm telling you, I had no.
Yeah, these are my coworkers. But what's really cute about the groom,
if they were lining up, I would not know who they were.
Scott is just funny in his little funniness, because the groom, I've told the story to so many people, but not on the podcast, was actually in my middle school youth group. And when he was in 6th or 7th grade, their family, maybe even earlier, moved to China. And he sent me at least one email from China as this cute little kid. And then he was all grown up and married, but super cool. We left the reception a little early because it was a whole day thing.
Question.
When the wedding's at 1 and the reception,
did they date for a long time?
He liked her for a really long time. Then they dated for a long time, and then they locked it down.
For how long? Did they date for?
I don't understand the timeline exactly. I don't understand the timeline exactly. Okay. So, but it was. I mean, he worked hard to get her. That
did he
was
like chase her after her?
Yeah, big time.
Can I say, we've talked about this before.
Gentle, so we don't have to cancel again, but yes.
Because we also know a couple where the guy like had to chase after the person for a period of time.
I don't know that couple. Which one are you talking about?
I won't name them. Okay. They were at the wedding. We talked to them. So I would say the guy chasing after the girl for a long period of time.
Yeah, you don't understand that.
I'm like, I don't.
You're like, I would have pieced out in 3 seconds.
Sorry.
And I believe that about you.
She said she's not interested. Hey, she said she's not interested. Move on.
I think that's your data mind. You're like, this is not working. Goodbye. There's somebody else. In this big old world.
And it's like it's like this. Like try and like
when
she
you
said
say
no.
That, it makes me feel sad because it makes me feel like I'm just the one that happened to say yes quickest, and so.
But good for you though, right? Good for your discernment to say yes. If you would have said no, I've been like, all right, cool.
I know that would have been so sad.
Moving on.
I'm so glad that we ended up together. And I would be on
this podcast with someone else.
Yeah, I'm really glad we ended up together. It is you and I when we met, and I've probably shared this on the podcast because I say it all the time, and I'm sure you felt the same way. At least I still kind of do in some ways. When we met, Like it was just like logical. Like I was like, this is like very shortly after, like I'm going to marry this guy. Not necessarily because of like ooey gooey emotions though. Like I think we're in love with each other. Do you know what I mean? But we're just like, yeah, this made sense. Like lock in. We're not like the like lovey dovey. But
No.
we're like, this makes sense. I want to make you happy and I want to live this with you for the rest of my life. And I of course love you. I mean, you're super handsome, super cute. You know?
Mm-hmm. Ditto.
You're such a jerk, dude. Such a jerk.
Yeah, so we went to the wedding. I didn't know the groom, didn't know anyone there. So that's St. John Newman where we got married.
Yes. It looked really gross when
Very
we got
different
married there.
from
Yeah.
very different when we
Like
got
an
married
auditorium.
with the lawn with the with the auditorium chairs and no center aisle.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Then there's a gap in between, which just happens now. There was a
we
gap
don't
in
have to talk
time.
too much about
And
it.
we went to
and
see
then
our
we went
children.
we saw our children, then we went to the reception.
Which was in Grosse Ile, which you're not a fan of Grosse Ile.
No, because they have
The Blue Devils.
the devil team.
Which
naming their team after actual Satan. Plus, I don't like them. So anyway, then we came home. That was the wedding. Moving on, kids' last week of school.
Yes, kids' last week of school.
Do you know that I did not do teacher gifts this year, and I didn't get it done at all?
It happens, man.
You don't care. I feel bad. I feel like we do teacher gifts every year. I meant to do it this year. I did. To be clear, I do teacher.
Exactly.
I do Christmas gifts. I do teacher appreciation gifts.
Less halt.
Yes, I do. Yes,
we do. We did contribute.
Yes. No, not to end of the year. I didn't.
We did.
I did not. I did not give in. It was only for Miss Shefferly. I promise. I did not do. I didn't do.
But
anything.
we give. So,
I understand.
there is
we
definitely so much
have,
that we throughout the year.
Listen, I understand
that we contribute towards teachers, like teachers appreciation week.
But you know what?
Christmas gifts,
teachers,
and Hanukkah gifts.
Stop.
And Kwanzaa gifts.
Stop.
There's so many different.
Let me tell you what I do differently. I'm not even talking about the little measly Panera meal that I buy them with my $10 gift certificate. What I'm talking about is at the end of the year, always, I have our kids write a letter to each of their teachers. In their letter, I always tell them it's the same thing. You need to thank them. You need to tell them 2 things you appreciated about the class, 1 thing you learned, and then sign your name. That's what I hate that I didn't do. I think teachers really appreciate that. It sucks. I just couldn't get it together. So alas.
Happens. But I would say our teachers should feel appreciated.
Well, yes. Well, and then so our kids ended on Friday, June 5th. It's very controversial because we at the high school go a week longer than our colleagues at the elementary school.
Yes.
And that is very controversial. Weirdly enough, we talked about this, I think. So I think we talked about this last podcast. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I will say it's so interesting in my campus ministry role. I zero cared. I was like, when teachers would complain about it, I was like, this is insane. Your contract goes to June 15th. You're being asked to work until June 13th. I don't understand why you're complaining. Now that I'm a teacher, for some reason, it actually is a little bit of a bugaboo that your colleagues across the parking lot get out a week earlier. It feels a little weird. Now, the reason is, and I say this time and time again, so I play both sides of the field. We use public school hours, and you need a certain amount of public school hours to have teachers in the building.
So a lot of it is it's
nobody's fault.
It's a calendar.
Yeah, but they got to fix the calendar so that this doesn't keep happening.
But it's solvable.
It is solvable. Impossible. And I think it will be. They're putting together a committee to look at the calendar or the school year again to make sure we have enough minutes, because those public school hours really matter. He shared, it's millions of dollars that we get through public school funding to pay teachers, which is this whole other avenue that I mentioned, that it's wild because in our building, our pay scales are wildly different because some of us are paid through the Catholic school. So you're paid a lot less, right, than public school teachers. I don't care. I'm a theology teacher. Does not matter to me because I didn't plan on getting paid even when I get paid. So, but anyways, the kids ended a week earlier than I did.
And also we had,
we went to Big Boys, for the record, to celebrate. Go ahead, because he loves Big Boys so much. It's culinary masterpiece.
No, I'm saying relative to the price.
That's
value,
all I was saying.
Value.
That's all I was saying. Is you're price driven here, and that's fine.
But the food has to be good. My point: the food should be good relative to the price. For burgers and chicken tenders.
Okay, go ahead next.
You brought it up. Use uniform sale, smoothest ever, just because we're at the season where 2 are out, so it's really just the 1 left, and we have enough.
Yeah, and so people be giving us a lot of stuff. You don't even know. I brought home a whole basket.
That was the easiest one. I just got some skirts for Malia.
I have also stuff in high school.
They're new skirks.
Yeah. It is really so exciting to me that I'm going to have 2 boys in high school next year.
Can I give our number one fan props?
Yeah.
Because this was the year, if you recall back to the beginning of in terms of school supplies, we finally took heed of just some advice around what I had been saying for a while. I was like,
Oh, we've already talked about this. Yeah.
well, I didn't know,
Yeah.
but I'm saying on the other side of it, now the school year's over, we took heed of, I think you finally jumped on the train after she mentioned
Well, this was
it,
the first year
and it
that we
actually
didn't bring
worked
home
out.
gallons of school supplies that were untouched. So I still don't love not
Yes.
doing what we're asked
But it
to
worked
do with
out where
it.
you
Yeah.
started with the bare minimums and we added on throughout
We
the
added
year,
on
but we
throughout the
didn't
year.
do like the massive
Yeah.
list and had all that crap that they know not using. Like
Yeah.
I just now we have two English to Spanish books.
Yeah.
I just saw it now that they brought the stuff back. So
Yeah.
so
And you don't have to feel sad when you go on the last day of school and you happen to get glimpses of the lockers full of school supplies.
wasn't that this time last year when
Yeah.
someone told us like they were just like locked? No, there was lockers of all this extra supply. They said don't. They told us, hey, don't bring any
So
of
the
this
only
stuff.
devil's advocate, which I'm sure our number one fan would agree with, is that it's better to have too much than too little. But I think teachers it's the onus is on them, and they do it throughout the school year to be like, hey, we need more markers, and then we buy more markers.
And I think that's good. These are the things we're missing on, but it's
Yeah.
just the list at the beginning.
Yeah, it's
And
a
like you
little
said,
confused.
even like operations found like lockers of
Yeah.
extra school supplies that were never
Yeah.
used.
So use uniform sale, and then let's get into it. My parents' 50th wedding extravaganza.
Should we say anything about the actual last week of school for you and your olds? He had finals.
We're going to talk about that after because I'm going chronological, baby. I'm going chronological.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. So the kids' last day of school ended June 5th. This is important because my parents' actual anniversary was June 4th.
Thursday.
So family descended into town June 3rd, which is a Wednesday. Okay. So from Wednesday until Sunday, it was utter chaos in my home. And for credit to Aaron, you didn't complain. Well, you were martyred a little bit, but for the most part,
my mantra was, and I even told my brother-in-law this, we're in the same boat. I was like, I go where I'm told to be. Like, I have no control over this. Yeah. I just show where I'm supposed to be. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Things are going to happen. I go where I'm told. I do whatever I need to do. So I knew chaotic. It was a lost weekend.
I ended up like being like, man, why does everybody choose their anniversaries in June when like it's right as school's ending? Because it was a little nuts, and we could only give so much because I was still in school and the kids were still in school. But I will say, and I did say this to you, that to my credit, my unbelievable credit, it is hard in my family. There's a lot of dynamics going on. I'm going to talk carefully about it, but it's hard to pull something like this off. And I will say, I really was like the hammer of like, we need to do this for mom and dad.
Yeah, it was another example, like, because to your credit, you started like a year ago. Right. So all this got in motion a year ago.
Right.
Because we knew that there's dynamics of like, you have out of town siblings,
right?
You have their children who are adults and like they have jobs, so they need to start to plan for this. So there was a lot of logistics involved,
right?
And it's always a case where somebody has to take charge, right? I think that's, and anytime you organize a large amount of people, you need one person to kind of rally the troops and say, this is what's going to happen. Give me your opinions, but here's the schedule. And I think you took that.
To your credit, you kind of help with that. Like, you're the one that you're so good. You're so good. And everybody knows this that listens to our podcast. You were the one that a year ago was like, you got to start thinking about this because of the family size. And so I did start thinking about this. I will say before we begin, and I'm going to say this so carefully because this is why I had to cancel the podcast that we just recorded. One thing that we were not able to make happen that I desperately wanted to make happen was having my parents, their children, and all their grandchildren present. And there's a lot of reasons for that. The bottom line is we have a really large family and like a lot of the grandkids are now adults and like they're living lives. Do you know what I mean? But I was disappointed that we weren't able to pull that piece off. Really disappointed because that's actually why I started a year ago. And then I told you my melancholic self is also sad because it is very realistic and it's just wild that my parents, their children, and all of their children's children will never be together again. And we don't know the last time historically that it happened. We talked, and I know you don't get moments like this. You don't feel the same way I do about it, but I find that incredibly depressing. The last time we were probably all together was we took family pictures when I was pregnant with Joey. And then we've had a lot of grandkids since then, but that was probably the last time my parents would have been with all of their children and grandchildren who were born.
Maybe they can schedule like a Zoom call and get everybody on a Zoom call.
I don't even think God bless it. We just don't have.
Well, I think that's
siblings that.
I think it's a very tough thing to do when you, like, I think it's one of the things you have to start very early.
Yeah.
Like the culture of like trying to get everybody together and like that has to just be like a drumbeat for a long period of time. I think it was like
Well, and
a
at
year
this
out.
point in the previous podcast is when I inserted a comment that I'm not going to insert. But
You know,
you are right. You have to like do it like
you got
a
to
year out.
start.
Like a year out, you have to say, "Here's this weekend.
Or,
Make sure
or
everybody
no, no, I'm
blocks."
talking about even like a culture, like
Yeah,
the family, like getting the family together on a routine basis,
yeah,
like even like when we started that first page, like starting then, it's okay.
yeah.
In order for us to keep together, like we have to every kind of
Right.
that's why people do family reunions. Like it's
Well, and
you
not
have to
only
have
family reunions,
you have to start that
to be honest,
early.
what I think is, and this is definitely first worldy coming from a place of privilege. I understand all the complexities with what I'm about to say, but I think family vacations are really key to that, to be honest. Like if you and I are able to, like the Jacket family, I've referenced this before, if we're able to sustain a reality where we provide a location for our children to come relatively free to once a year, like for a family vacation, like I think that helps. Like I'm going to go to the ocean for a week with my mom and dad if I know I don't have to pay for anything and this is the weekend when we
Well,
go,
and it's
you
an
know.
expectation, it's a
Right.
cultural thing. It's like
Yeah.
that's what we do, and like it's in their
But
brains. Like
also it's far easier to do that with a family that has 20 people than a family that has 46 people. Like my nephew's in Australia right now
I know,
serving in the military. Like there was never a chance he was going to come home. I
so
just wish, yeah, I won't say any, we need to move past it because
so
otherwise I'm going to
timeline
say
Thursday
something.
with the actual
Thursday
anniversary.
was our anniversary. So for Thursday, we did like a 4-day event. Like we had a nice little like itinerary. The first day was going to be just them. The second was the siblings only. The third was siblings and grandchildren and their siblings. And the final day was the renewal vow. So the first day was this, just the two of us. We came together very last minute, but we had a limo pick them up. In theory, they were going to go to 4 really special places where they were married, their first apartment, their first house, and a place that they went to for a restaurant on one of their first dates. However, my dad's health is not great. And it was hard to get him in and out of the limo, to be honest. And we were all very worried about that. It ended up being fine, but he was wiped by the end of it. And they didn't even go out to the first apartment. That was in Warren. It was rush hour traffic. He would have been in the car for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So we ditched that part. But I made him a little poem. We got them a little like champagne. They loved it. It was cute. The next day was probably my favorite day. Actually, it was my favorite day. No, I also like Saturday. But the next day, you and I had kind of planned a dinner at the Ledger in downtown Plymouth. They have this really cool hidden back room where like you open a mirror and it opens to this like super swanky back room,
Like
you know?
private
Yeah.
room.
And my parents knew they were going out to dinner with their kids. They didn't realize that it was going to be a really fancy dinner.
Well, there was
So
no spouse. It was just
yeah, it was
you. It was
just
just
their
you all, just
kids.
their
Yeah.
kids.
So my mom was dressed beautifully. They came in. It was like a top-notch fancy dinner. I won't get into all the details, but we asked them questions about their marriage, which was awesome. And they shared with us. We did a bunch of toasts. We had really great meal. It was like a very life-affirming night. It was wonderful.
Right. When was the last time they were just with their
Right, their children.
children?
I'm biting my tongue so hard right now.
Long
Moving
time.
on. You guys then were with all the grandkids, a lot of the grandkids here at this house,
Yes, I'm
which was
trying to
utter
think.
chaos for
I
you.
didn't take the hef. Yeah, it was
We
like
did
right after
pizza.
work, everyone just like started to show up. So it was like
You
for
poor
you
sweetheart.
kept
I
changing
know.
the time. You're like, I'll be home here, and then here, and then here.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a couple, many hours of just
People drive. You didn't even know who
people
was
stopping
coming
by,
and coming out. Like it
hanging
was
out, lots
crazy.
of pizza.
Couple crises where at one point during the sibling dinner, we all got phone calls from our husbands trying to troubleshoot a situation. So it was funny.
I was like, "This is your family. You figure this.
You figure this out.
I'm
Yeah.
not figuring this out.
So, and
Not
again,
for
to
me."
your credit, our house was crazy. At one point, we had 20 people sleeping in this house. Like it was a nuts weekend. Then Saturday, I had a bunch of people spend the night. Friday, Saturday morning, we got up. I think we did donuts. We did something simple. Maybe it was eggs, but and we went to. The plan was to have a party at Downey's, which is in Dearborn. I hope you don't mind that I'm going to name them because I'm also going to be honest about the situation.
I don't think they're
And
podcast listeners.
great. Aaron and I signed a contract that we did not read. It's very important to point that out. So,
Well, before then, we've been there a couple times, right? So
yeah.
my nerd events, we go there a couple times, so we use their large space. We've gone there. We had first communion party for
Yeah, we've
Malia there.
had
Been there a
parties
couple
there.
of times. So yeah.
So
Yeah, I've had the contract. I don't read it. 'Cause I'm
we
like,
don't read
it's
contracts,
fine.
right? And then the other piece to understand is that this party was my sister, so each of us kind of took a lead. My sister, she was planning this party, and a big part of it is her family plays music, and she had this concert planned for her kid, for mom and dad, and we were all kind of like, this is going to be dumb because it's like this whole crazy concert. It was actually very sweet what they planned on doing. Each of my sister's kids were going to play a couple songs of my parents' favorites. Like this was the whole plan.
Yeah.
Katie wanted to get there to set up early because we wanted a low maintenance party. My sister Katie is high maintenance. God bless her heart. She would admit it. So she wanted to get there way early to set up. We're like, great, we're showing up when the party starts. This is your day, even though we signed the contract. Katie gets there. There's no air conditioning. We knew there was no air conditioning. It was also really hot. So, like, really hot. Like, they had fans, but it was really hot. Then, as they're setting up the music, the owner comes up to them and says, yeah, you can't play live music here. And my sister Katie was like, this is like grandkids playing songs to their grandpa and grandma. And the owner was like, no, we just had a lawsuit about this. Like, we cannot play. You can play your own original stuff if you want. But if you're doing covers of any songs,
And
we
some
need
of
a
that
license.
is licensing,
You
right?
need a
So they pay.
license.
So there's different licenses that they have to pay as owners. So they do. It's like if you want to play Spotify over like a Bluetooth speaker songs, like they have a license for that. They pay for that.
Yeah.
But if someone were to like to actually like, play live music, that would be a separate license that was like a bunch of money
They're like, it's
that
like
they didn't
$600 if you want to
that
play
they
live
didn't do
music.
that.
Right.
So because he had told me that a couple weeks ago it happened where someone did do that, and then all of a sudden like he got like sued,
Yeah.
almost like that. Someone threatened legal action because someone had played like live music at his place,
Right.
and it becomes a thing. So I get like and also I didn't
We
read it.
signed the contract.
I
Yeah,
signed
this
a
is us.
contract. I didn't read that. So
But my
yeah,
sister, of course, we signed the contract. My sister's there. We're not there. And this is my sister's whole plan for the party. So I'm sure my sister didn't come out them gently and nicely, although she says she did. They were so rude, which I will talk about in a moment. Because if you find out a situation like this, it's heartbreaking. It's crushing. The whole plan for the party has to adjust. I think as business owners, you come in with a level of empathy that it does not sound like they had. So we get there and there's like this crisis. Everything's set up so beautifully, but the music can't happen. I can't tell you, my siblings, like we're all whispering to each other, trying to figure this out. We determined that we were going to have the whole party then move to our house as soon as dinner was done, and we could set up the music at our house, right? Which ended up,
yeah, because we had a whole setup, right? So
yeah,
at the Downey, they had all these pictures when your
yeah, it was
parents were little.
beautiful,
Your
right?
brother made like this 20th anniversary sign, had some historical context, and they had all like your aunts and uncles like signing the
Sign it,
back of
yeah.
it. We got all the food there. Like it was
Yeah,
a
so we're
whole
like, we're going to
setup.
eat. Now, a couple things happened though that I don't mind saying because I would never do a party at Downey's again. Like, I was up at the bar getting drinks, and the owner and his wife, I think, were like literally talking sh about my husband right in front of me. And then I was like, next level. The other thing that happened, we'll tell you in a second. So then we decide we're going to move to our house.
After we
Now,
finished dinner.
my house has now had house guests, like, and we're running. So like my house looks like crap. Like, I'm not cleaning my house. Like, there's people in and out. There's dishes everywhere. Like, so my sister and I and you drove my sister and I to the house. I cleaned faster than I've ever cleaned in my life. Because when you have to admit, I don't even know if you noticed because you were in chaos. Like, when everybody got there, our house looked amazing. And I was so proud of you, my love, for putting us in a home where I could pivot and have 50 people over.
When also we had to stop at Walmart, so we had to leave Downey's
to get drinks, like to
get drinks, and then drop you off at home. Then I had to go back.
But like, we set up seating in our house for 30 people, and I have a house that I could have people over. My aunt, who's like matriarch of family, my Uncle Danny's wife, my Uncle Danny passed away in January. Like, she came in and she looked at me, she's like, this is such a beautiful home. And then she's like, this is what a party should be. Like, it was awesome. My aunts and uncles, to have them in my house, I was so proud. Like, they're like,
none of them have ever been to our house.
They've never been to my, and they're like, oh my gosh, your house is so beautiful. I just felt like, oh, it was so awesome. So it ended up being so good. But what was hilarious is you dropped me and Teresa off to clean the house. Meanwhile, my kids stayed at Downey's to clean up, right? Because now we have to quickly break down everything, move back furniture, and leave so that we can get everybody over here for the party that was supposed to happen at Downey's. That Downey's owner walked up to my sister.
We don't know if it was the owner. She said someone.
An employee at Downey's walked up to my sister because my kids were still there, and my kids are mixed, right? So like, you know that they're who they are, and was like, why are these kids here without their parents? And my sister's like, And their aunt, he just went to drop them off. And he's like, well, minors can't be here without their parents. I mean, it was like they were like looking to. So peace out, Downies. God bless your heart. Peace out. Because again, they were right. There's just a way you handle it. There's a way to be
I
like,
apologize. I said,
and you were awesome.
I
My
said,
sweet husband is like the sweetest man in the world. That's the thing about you.
Because 2 points. Because like one, yes, I didn't read the contract. I didn't look at it
and you
because we had
owned
been
it,
there before, and I
yes.
say it's my fault. And second, I never told them. Like when I found out there was music happening, I never reached out to them and say, "Hey guys,
We just didn't
are we
think
all
to.
set?
Yeah.
There's gonna be some people playing music there." Because he said like if they had known about it, they would have figured out. But we wouldn't have paid though. Like it's like they're like it could have been a couple $100. I'm like,
well, the reality was
we
just didn't know, and so there's a way again that you go about it, and understanding this was an honest mistake and whatever. So we ended up having the party here, which was amazing. I thought, and I think you even loved it. Although at 10 o'clock, you're like, peace out, I'm upstairs. I've reached the capacity of the Buckley family.
No, Friday and Saturday. No, I told people, like, I'm at the age now where it's like, you know what? I'm done for the night.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I think both Friday and Saturday is like, yeah, I'm going to go upstairs now.
Yeah, and he just went, which is fine. I have no problem with that. A lot of times, like, you'll take the kids to your parents, and I just need quiet time. Like, you needed to go take your time, and I was fine with that. But I was really proud to have... I'm so thankful that
you did get cranky with me though Saturday.
I don't remember getting cranky with you on Saturday.
Was it Friday? I think it was Saturday.
Why?
When I was up here like chilling, I think I took a nap. You thought I was ignoring people downstairs.
Oh no, I did get cranky with you because on Saturday.
I love how you start with crankiness versus like, hey, can I ask you a question?
No,
first?
like so.
Go straight to cranky.
I took all these nieces and nephews to the pool on Saturday, before the party, and I come home and my godson and his fiance are here,
which I didn't know,
with my brother-in-law. He's saying he didn't know they were playing music downstairs, and like he didn't come and say hi to them. And I'm like, now that's rude, actually. Like that's actually rude. But you said you didn't hear. You did hear them. No, you're lying. There's no way they were playing music.
But here's the thing:
full guitar in our first floor, and he's trying to act like you didn't hear.
Though people were coming in and out, so I can hear people coming in and out. How the heck am I supposed to know that they're like two adults and downstairs? How would I know that? Because kids coming in and out throughout the entire day.
Posta isn't a word.
But also my point goes to the ask for clarification first before you assume and start going to
and that was a small little mad at you. And then on Sunday, it was so funny. On Sunday, my sister Katie was like, so I'm going to sleep in your house. And that was the plan. And we were with her kids. And then we were going to go to the mass where my parents renewed their vows, which was very sweet. Again, never mind, not going to go there because I have like sassy comments to say, and there's no point in saying sassy comments. They renewed their vows. And I actually ended up saying to my sister, I need to not have people in my house because I still had a week of work left. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, it's finals. Yeah. So I'm like, sorry, you guys can't sleep here. So we came home at 2 and kind of caught our breath, I think. And it was a great weekend. And my parents were over the moon. And 50 years is a big deal. Like it's a legacy. Do you know what I mean? So I was happy. That was the anniversary weekend. Way too long. Sorry, listeners. Super boring. Then last week of school.
Last week of school.
Crazy.
So the other olders were here.
Guys,
but I think with your sister here, they left, right? So like she took some of them the one night.
Yeah, so my sister has still been here. So we've had sleepovers and all that kind of stuff this week as well.
Yeah.
But
they went to the west side, right? They went to St. Joe's or something.
Yeah, she took them the days. I last day of school was on Thursday. Loved being a teacher. As a campus minister at the last day of school, I keep my keys because I worked during the summer. As a teacher, I turned my keys in. I said, peace out. I will not walk in that building till August 17th. And I am so excited for the summer. Like, I love my job. Teaching was so awesome. I think sometimes teachers who have been teachers their whole life, God bless it, I'm saying this lovely, do not understand the joy of getting summer off. Like, I can't believe for the next 9 weeks, I have to lesson plan. I'm building a curriculum. That's on my own time. I have nothing to do. I mean, we have a million things to do, but like, what a life.
Choice.
What a life.
You can do nothing all day.
What a life. What a life that I get to live for the next 9 weeks. Like, I'm so excited. I'm going to read and I'm going to, just love my life. PTL for being a teacher. You have to go to work tomorrow.
Yep, I do. Every day.
Teachers, yeah, it's awesome. Plus, teaching was awesome. It was people like it's just the best. I love my students. I love what I did this year. I love that you enabled me to take this job. It's so good. So freaking good. So
Yeah.
amen.
We had our anniversary.
We had our anniversary,
Friday.
15 years, 16 years. You bought me some balloons and roses, which are really pretty, by the way. And they're up on my bookshelf
Yeah,
now
those are
that a
nice
friend
ones.
donated to us for our anniversary. It was kind of an L. I mean, we take L's sometimes. We kind of squabbled because I thought you were planning something. You didn't plan anything because you said you were planning something.
Oh my gosh.
So we're literally driving to, I'm like, we're about to leave for lunch. So I say to you, like, we don't have to do a whole expensive dinner because we've just been going out so much and life has been really expensive lately with all of this anniversary stuff. And so I'm like, we don't have to do like a fancy dinner. It's like, let's do lunch. And then after lunch, we can go walk on the riverfront or something. So I'm getting ready and I'm like, what should I wear? Like, where are we going to lunch? She's like, I don't know. We're going to walk on the riverfront. I'm like, no, like we're going to lunch. She's like, yeah, I figured we'd just figure it out down there. And I was not pleased with that.
Because you completely flipped the script in terms of the intentions of it. You were a little cranky, but hey,
so
like,
we drove around for an hour trying to figure out where to go.
We didn't drive around for an hour.
Yeah, we did.
True.
Yeah, we did. We
but
got
the
out
place
of the
we
car.
went to was like even slower than
we went
Ford's
to
Garage,
Octavia Via. I don't mind throwing this out. On Loving's Day, the day that interracial marriage became legal. Listen, I don't do it a lot. It was real weird. We walked into that restaurant. We had a server who just refused to come to our table. I watched whole A people come in, order, eat, and leave before we got our food. It was crazy. And I think
a great server.
I do not think that was the case. I think it was intentional. It was wild. I will never go.
Think everything's intentional.
No, I do not. Aaron, I actually don't. Like Ford's Garage, I'm not like it's because it was a racist.
You think Ford's Garage, I hate it. I hate it because I have ulterior motives. I feel like there's ulterior motives behind things.
You have to admit, Octavia Via was weird. The amount of how long we were there for an hour and a half for like nothing. We ordered bruschetta. I ordered a salad, and you ordered, what did you have? Pasta. Like, it was crazy. And so that is on my list. We will never walk in that establishment again. Just like Campari's is on my list. When I thought that happened at Campari's, by the way, which happened 15 years ago on our first anniversary, we have never gone back to Campari's. I will never go back to Octavia Via.
Can I say, though, I think that, and it's why like I have so few restaurants I go to, is just because I think there's a service problem. Like Ford's Garage was slow service. This was slow service.
Babe, I watched her serve other tables effectively and in and out.
I didn't know.
She ignored us the entire time. No way. I'm
not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying. Okay.
You even said that day, like, yeah, that's probably it. Like, it was weird. Like, it was a weird thing.
I said I didn't know. I said I didn't notice. My point was just more of I just see slow service, which is why I don't mind going to Chick-fil-A and Chipotle.
Right, Chick-fil-A is great. And that's Chipotle why we had yesterday.
That's awesome. Why I like going to my favorites, just because like it's.
Yeah, we should have gone to Chick-fil-A.
We pay so much money to get mediocre service, and the food really depends. So I'm like, you know what? That's why I'm kind of maybe just getting older, but I'm just noticing that it's not great anymore.
I feel like I've talked a lot on this podcast. Chris Gall is going to make fun of me.
That's what you do.
I know.
Anniversary coming up. Driver's training. Our oldest
driver's training. Monday's going to be
tomorrow.
Crazy because we have football. We have driver's training. I'm supposed to go to lunch. Did we figure that out? Am I able to go to lunch or no? Do I have to go to this meeting?
I'll check with people tomorrow.
All right.
He actually said so. He has driver's training tomorrow. The reason why we waited is just because
we're so busy.
We're busy, and a lot of the options were like all virtual. And I was like, for him, I wanted him to go in person and like to avoid the distractions of school and all that. So it's like we want it in person. So he starts tomorrow. It's at Franklin, and they sent out this email that just gives you a highlight. I didn't read it. Like I was like, whatever. He's going tomorrow. But he's like, oh yeah, by the way, you have to be there for the first hour. I was like, what? So he was right though. So he actually saved it. I would have just dropped him off and then been like, peace. Right. You have to be there for the first hour of the class.
We're also doing something tomorrow night. Are we going to share it on the podcast?
Are you afraid? We're going to see Dave Chappelle.
Afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid because I find it scandalous.
How is that scandalous?
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be scandalous. We're going to see Dave Chappelle because I'm taking one for the team. It's Aaron's Father's Day gift.
Father's Day week has begun.
Father's Day week has begun, and I am taking one for the team by going to see Dave Chappelle.
Not more than the teams I've taken.
I feel like Dave Chappelle. I told him, so I can deal with any type of humor, but you think it's going to be, I don't mind like a risque joke. I mind disgusting jokes that men think are funny in some female comics where they just start talking about sex in this really disgusting way. That's my biggest fear. I will walk out, just so you know. I'll go to the bathroom.
So for you can laugh at gross jokes. Our listeners, if you've been following us for the past 2 or 3 years, you know how Mary feels about Father's Day week. So we're into Mary's words. I would say she hates Father's Day more than my birthday. My birthday, she gets
I
it.
don't hate your
But
birthday. Father's Day is a joke.
She tolerates my
Father's
birthday.
Day is a joke, and I mean it. Mother's
This is her
Day
annual
makes
rant. Go
total
ahead.
sense because mothers do everything, and by the way, have babies. Husbands have a very fun part in the baby making reality, and then women carry babies for 9 months. If you're a woman like me, you throw up every day for those 9 months. Then you have to have the child and recover from the child. The husband has done one thing in this.
I brought you ice
which
cubes.
I am not going to be graphic about, but one little thing, the rest of it. So I think Father's Day is a joke. I don't think it should exist. Like, God bless it. I love my husband. Like, he doesn't need a day of like rest, right? Men don't need a day of rest from all of the home domestic worries that lay on their shoulders. So yes. And now as we have removed ourselves from the younger baby years, I'm not as bitter, even though it sounds like I'm bitter. When I used to have to like serve him and I had 5 kids under 7 years old as I'm serving him for Father's Day, I'm like, this is insanity. Insanity. I think Father's Day is a joke. I think it's made up. Mother's Day is needed. Father's Day is not needed in the same way. In terms of like a day of rest, like I honor you every day as my husband. I affirm you for what you've done. I celebrate you. But this like dads need a day to like, oh, you're so great. Go barbecue. Like, no, sorry.
So that was Mary's annual Father's Day rant.
Yes.
Brought to you by mothers supporting their spouses.
It's fine now, man. When my kids were little and it was like I had to like plan a day for him when like I've got kids that I'm feeding, and it's just nuts. No, thank you.
But you do recognize as you're sitting around for the next 9 weeks, and I'm going to work every day, that I'm the one that has to still go to work every day and pay for all the things.
This is why it's become easier because I would say now, I've said this on the podcast, I would say now, you, husband, do more than me. Like, I acknowledge that. And you're also an exceptional man. So and after my rant, you are an exceptional man.
So you're talking about the other fathers.
All the other fathers. And I actually am, yeah.
The spouses of our all the listeners.
Look at me in my face. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Yes, 100%. Every other man.
Listeners, she's talking about your husband. So
no, I'm not talking about the
Malibu Table Podcast at gmail.com. Please tell us all the things your husband does.
I am always stunned how little husbands do because we are a partnership of 2 full-time working parents, and you do so much.
Not for 9 weeks. We're not 2
full-time working parents. And for the next 9 weeks, you will not do nearly as much. You have to admit that. For the next 9 weeks, I will do all the laundry. I will do all the, I'll do everything for the next 9 weeks.
I'll hear about it.
Yes, because it's still a full-time job. Take care of 5 kids.
I'll hear about it.
Anyway, so we're going to Dave Chappelle. God bless it. Oh my God.
Which is my version of Years of Counting Crows and Ed Sheeran. Okay, so I think it's good that you can take one for the team.
All right.
Ed Sheeran.
We need to end this podcast because I have to go shopping and make you breakfast because I have 9 weeks off.
Anything else?
Nope. No, we'll talk next week. We'll get on a regular schedule now. We're back to our regular schedule.
We have no reasons not to.
Because I'm off for 9 weeks.
Episode 87. So we're all coming up on 100.
All right. Coming up on TTYL, fam.